Welcome to NTV.
Thank you, Mildred.
Now let us start by revisiting the matter we discussed in the way Victoria University conducts its student elections. Yes? I understand you use an online system. Why is this so?
So it is very, very simple to understand. It's the times we are in. There is no student who comes to our university without a smartphone. Everyone has a smartphone. Every Ugandan has a phone. And that's the biggest, amazing computing gadget you can ever find. So that means we have to reinvent ourselves. Instead of making people move so many places going to vote, and even trying to encourage them for the turnout to be big, it's always making simple sense, it's common sense for these students to be found where they are using technology. So we chose to build this online voting system, and in one way we promote digital literacies. We want our students who come to us to also live with that experience, to be able to exercise themselves digitally in their various spheres of life. So we created an online voting system, number one, to make sure the turn-up is always there, because they can vote from anywhere they are. Their preferred candidates, for example, can go on these platforms and campaign anytime, anywhere, right? Without remember, it was even COVID time when we set up these systems. So they don't even want to be exposed to COVID. So they can campaign from the comfort of their home, their kitchens, they are everywhere, and reach out to the biggest number of their followers wherever they are. Number two, transparency. Where we are with technology, we have something we call Web 3.0. We have the blockchain technology. So these blockchain networks, when you build a system on them, once someone casts their vote, you can't change it. Without
Is this like a system, one of the online voting systems?
Now, if you knew the internet as we know it, the websites as we know them, those ones are manipulatable. Now we have the 3.0 that you can't just manipulate. And when you get the blockchain networks on these technologies, then once you cast your vote, for example, if you have a voting system there, no one can change that vote. So, and it's transparent. The integrity is for everyone to see. So no one will start really whining that my votes were stolen. No, you see them trickling in real time. So you give them the power to monitor their votes, the candidates and those who represent them. So at the end of it all, everyone will declare themselves even a winner without even declaring it, because you see it. It's there for everyone to see. So we want to create a citizen who understands what transparency is, fairness is, democracy is, by bringing these systems in universities. So this is technology. The world we are in is technologically driven. So there is no better place we could have started this than our university.
What are some of the challenges that you have faced using the online system?
The challenge is certainly the sensitization, making sure that everyone, of course, is up to speed with how to use these technologies. So, but of course, everything is learned, like everything we do in life. And we live in a world where continuous learning or continuous improvement is very, very essential. Lifelong learning is something we have to live for. So training is needed. These students, for example, in our situation, we needed to train them to how do you create a campaign ground that is virtual? How do you go to it? How do you invite fellow students to join you in that campaign ground? And then how do you make sure that everything is up to the way you want it to be? So the other challenge is, of course, fast speed internet. And that's when, of course, I have always called upon government to step in and provide education data for every university, every student who goes to university. Sometimes the network is poor and it interrupts the virtual campaign ground. And when you're unlucky, it may interrupt even the election time itself when the people are casting their votes. So if you are in a place where the internet is very poor, you may even end up missing to cast your vote. If you're interrupted by power, you may not vote. All those are challenges, but of course they are fixable. So, right? They are fixable by providing quality internet, making sure that electricity is really, like in our situation, of course, we made sure we have a backup generator, and we are calling upon all students wherever they are, make sure you have power, you have charged your phone, tablet or laptop to be able to cast your vote.
Walk us through the process of tallying and how then do you arrive to a winner using this online system?
So you have competitors, for example, for various offices, from the guild president, senators, for example, you have GRCs, for example, and each portfolio has several competitors. But the system now, it's built in such a way that our online learning management system has, every student has a unique ID that you will log in as you. No one will take away your credentials. So once you log in, you go to the voting portal or platform, you cast your vote, the system computes it automatically. If you cast for Mildred, for example, that vote automatically is apportioned or given to Mildred. And wherever Mildred is, we'll see all her votes trickling in. Wherever Lawrence is, we'll see his votes trickling in real time. So you can even call them if they are your friends. Thank you for voting me. If you know that they voted for you anyway, because they will not tell you. It's very, very transparent, secretive as well. So at the end of the day, you don't even need to tally. The total is there. The winner knows I really accumulated this number of votes. The loser also knows that my opponent has these, I have these. So you make the call and congratulate those people.
Now we've seen Kenya used the similar system while conducting their just concluded elections. Now tell us about the efficiency of such a system even at national level back here in Uganda.
I definitely, first of all, congratulate them. They were brave, embracing technology. When you embrace technology, there are certain quarrels you come. So of course some people are going to whine. Every loser is always going to whine in a way. It's natural. Failure is not something everyone welcomes. But when a government embraces online voting, like technology, into this most important affair that everyone really needs to enjoy, it's a right for everyone, each and every person's vote needs to count. So it's systems like this technology that gives power to the voter for their vote to be counted, and the system in Kenya gave everyone their voice to be heard. So it is something we really need to embrace as a country. The only thing we need to overcome is the fear of the unknown, and even
is that something that we experience in Uganda here?
Of course,
during the elections.
There is the fear of the unknown and the aspect of selfishness that no, for me. If they do this, maybe I may lose. The loss may be in my sight when I'm looking at it, and I can't influence it. Because once you have a voting system on the blockchain technology, you can't influence it. No one, even the person who built the system, cannot. Why? Because this data you see, as it trickles in, for you to change it, you have to make millions of computers around the world to agree to change something.
That is how the Kenyans were able to produce reliable,
real-time virtual results, that for you to know who has won, you just needed to get a calculator and punch in the numbers, and you total it up, and you really tell it to yourself that so and so has won.
And it's a good innovation that you've actually started from, the institutions of learning.
Yeah.
This is something that, these other people could also, carry at the national level. So finally, talk to us about the news that Victoria University is now fully chartered. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
What does this mean for the university?
We've been very, very innovative, very creative, and aspirational in nature. Now, expect more of this. So we can't afford to offer education as in the past. We have to be in the present and future, and technology has to be at the center of everything. With Charter, everything becomes better. With Charter, every student who can't even afford to pay for an education that is happening at Victoria University, they can easily seek student loans from the board, the National Financing Agency that provides students loans in this country. They get a loan, come and study at Victoria University, something we didn't have before we got charter. So we have that power as delivered to us, approved by His Excellency the President.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lawrence Muganga, who is the Vice Chancellor of Victoria University. It's been a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation.
It's a pleasure, Mildred. Thank you, NTV.
Yes.